Hello and welcome to the course of Enhancing Teaching Competences for Teachers of English to Non-Major Students. This course is competency-based in nature. To be more specific, it is constructed based on the English Teacher Competency Framework for Vietnam, or ETCF for short. The target population of this course is teachers of English as a minor subject in universities or colleges who are moving from a proficient to advanced level on the ETCF scales and are often required to deliver English for specific purposes courses in their teaching context. The ultimate goal of this course is to provide these teachers with a sufficient understanding of Common European Framework of Reference for Languages, or CEFR for short, and how to use this kind of understanding to build up a competency-based ESP syllabus in which the teaching content, especially cultural, academic, and technical content, the teaching methods, especially the ones that are deemed to foster English language skills integration, learner development of creative and critical thinking skills, learner factors, input materials, and testing and assessment practices are all taken into consideration. In addition, this course also aims to equip the teachers with the different tools to critically reflect on and to improve their own teaching quality. Using a blended learning format as a combination of online and face-to-face learning, this course empowers the course participants as active agents of their learning process. They can strategically plan their learning process, implement it, monitor this implementation, and evaluate their learning outcome in accordance with their own needs, interests, and abilities. By the end of this course, you are expected to be able to understand what CEFR is and how to use CEFR for your instructional practice. Use your understanding of CEFR to inform your construction of competency-based ESP syllabus. Integrate cultural, academic, and technical content into this syllabus. Integrate different language skills in a lesson and help your students to develop your critical thinking and also creativity. Understand characteristics of adult language learners and how to motivate them. Use different technical tools to adapt input materials in selected textbooks. Understand the nature of an ESP test. Know how to improve the qualities of such a language test, and evaluate the strengths and weaknesses of other alternatives in language assessment. Use different tools to reflect on and then improve the quality of your instructional practice. With this ability, you have obtained the competency 1.1b, 1.6, 1.5, 1.4, 3.4, 2.1, 3.1, 2.6, 2.4, and 5.2 stated in the ETCF framework, yet to an advanced level. Apart from the instruction and also wrap-up modules, this course includes 10 modules as described further below. In the first module, you will have the opportunity to know more about the Common European Framework of Reference for Languages, or commonly known as the CEFR framework, and how to use this kind of framework in your instructional practice. To be more specific, by the end of this module, you will be able to explain in your own words what CEFR is and what CESR is used for. Recall the competencies of the CEFR level that your students are expected to achieve by the end of the BA program. Describe at least one teaching approach, including principle, teaching content, activities, roles of teachers and learners, and materials that are deemed to help your student to achieve those competences, and justify this by relevant examples and/or evidence from your own teaching experience. Evaluate a videotape lesson regarding its potentials for helping students to achieve a particular competence that is stated in the target CEFR level, and then suggest corresponding changes to the lesson. For helping students to in the second module, you are required to use your acquired knowledge about the CEFR in the previous module to inform your construction of a competency-based ESP course. By the end of this module, you are expected to be able to understand the nature of competency-based language instruction, distinguish this type of language instruction from others, and then relate this type of instruction to the CEFR. Describe the key characteristics of the content-based language instruction and discuss different advantages of using competency-based language instruction to construct an English for specific purposes syllabus. Build up a plan to gather relevant data to build up and/or evaluate competency-based EFP syllabus. In the next module, you will be learning how to integrate a module of content-based instruction into the language course. By the end of this module, you are expected to achieve the following goals: understanding the concept of content and language integrated learning, and distinguishing these to other types of language instruction. Reflecting on the implementation of content and language integrated learning in Vietnam. Writing a reflective report on your own experience of implementing content and language integrated learning in your teaching context. In module number 4, you will focus on how to cultivate your student intercultural competences. The objective of this module include understanding the concept of intercultural competence and its role in foreign language teaching, describing different components of intercultural competence, making a lesson plan to develop intercultural competence for your students. Coming up next is module number 5, in which you will have the opportunity to know more about the benefits of integrating critical thinking components into your classroom. By the end of this module, you are expected to be able to define the concept of and describe different aspects of critical thinking, explain in your own words the benefits of developing the student critical thinking skills through and for language learning, decide a classroom activity to develop your student critical thinking skills. In the next module, you will get yourself familiarized with the different approaches to integrate different language skills into a single lesson. By the end of this module, you will be able to define the concept of and describe different views of integrated skill instruction. Explain in your own words the benefits of integrated skills instruction for language learning. Evaluate the applicability of different common approaches to integrated skills instruction, such as for strength or task-based approach, into your teaching context. In module number 7, learn motivation will be unpacked. The objective of this module include defining the concept of and describing different views of learner motivation, explaining in your own words the benefits of motivating learners for language learning, evaluating the applicability of some common strategies to enhance learner motivation and apply one strategy into your teaching context. Module number 8 concerns the use of modern technology in selecting and adapting input materials in your teaching. By the end of this module, you are expected to be able to identify the strengths and weaknesses of an English text and explain why we need to adapt textbook materials. Weigh the advantages and disadvantages of using linguistic corpora in language classrooms. E-programs in the website lextutor.ca to modify reading and listening materials in textbooks. In the next module, you will focus on ESP assessment. By the end of this module, you will be able to understand how an ESP test differs from general English proficiency test. Explain in your own words 5 key qualities of a language test and suggest at least one way to improve those qualities. Evaluate the strengths and weaknesses of different alternatives in language assessment. In the final module of the course, module number 7, you will have the opportunity to know more about the common practices in teacher professional development. They are reflective teaching and action research. The goal of this module are understanding the concept of reflective teaching and action research, describing steps of an action research project, build up their own action plan to solve a problem in the teaching context. In each module above, you are going to experience 4 major stages. First, you get to know more about the objectives and the key content of each module in the plan stage. Next, in the activate stage, you are given some guiding questions related to the key content as a prompt to activate your relevant background knowledge. As you may all have been a teacher of English already, this stage will provide an opportunity to link your own experiences to the theories. The core of module lies in the learn stage. In this stage, you are required to read several passages, watch a series of video recorded lectures, discuss with your student in the same cohort about emerging issues, and then reflect on what you have learned and how this knowledge and skill will be translated into your teaching context. In the final stage is called mastered. In this stage, you will be asked to complete some quizzes in the MCQ, true false, or fill-in format, and at least one performance-based task. These tools are used to collect evidence for your learning outcome. For more detailed description assessment practices in this course, please refer to the course guide. In addition, in each module, you will have free access to extra resources where you can find more recommended readings for that module. We would like to take this kind of very opportunity to thank you for choosing this course and hope that you will find this course useful for your teaching. See you in the next module.